Hello everyone, just getting set up. If you wanted to take a screenshot of the card we're going to be making, you can do so now while I'm waiting for people to jump on. Just making sure everything's set up properly. Let me grab let's move that out the way. If anyone's there, they can let me know if they want me to show that again. I'll just pop it over to the side. So I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria, Australia. And this card design, card template, or card fold, I should say, I found it on Susan Campfield, I can never remember how to say that, and I've adapted it to my metric measurements. Now, I was going to cut this as I went, but I sorry, made one quickly last night. I'm in a bit of a rush today because I've got an appointment in the late afternoon, so I don't want to be here too long. So I just cut mine at 10.5. So 10.5 there. I cut it there, and then I don't need that out. I left it the A4 length. I left it the A4 length, and then I scored it at 14.9. So, which is bigger than Susan's card. I think theirs is it 5.5 by 4.25 or something like that. But it didn't make a difference to what I was doing with the card. That part, changing that didn't make a difference. But if you follow Susan's, don't change the measurements that she has for these little pieces here. Because I made them the same length. I did the same thing last night too. But then I had to end up cutting some off this end. So I've made them the same measurements as hers, except for the length. My length is the 10 centimetres because it's going on a 10.5 by 14.9 centimetre card. So that, amazingly enough, that doesn't make a difference. So I scored like she has at 1.5. I'll just go through that. I've already scored it, so I won't do it again. You can't see there. Can you see up here? Go up here. So 1.5. Score that. 3 inches. I didn't change the inch measurements because they were easy enough to follow. When you go from inches to centimetres, you get point whatevers, but in saying that, I do prefer centimetres because, like doing a half of anything, I was not very good at fractions at school, so it's too difficult for me when it's in inches and 3/4 and what's a half of that. So I prefer to do it this way. Now, where did I get up to? 3 3/4 and 4.5. Which is your little one here, 4.5 one there. So when you use the same measurements as your card, you end up with too long a piece here, if that makes sense. I don't believe we need that anymore. So then I've already scored that one. So if you start from your widest scores first, you're going to do 2 mountain folds. I couldn't believe how easy this card was. Now, I shouldn't moz myself and say that. I'll probably screw it up if I do that. And then a valley fold. And then another mountain fold. And then we're going to adhere that like so, I think. So I think that's what I did. I'll have to check on my right. I'm not telling you lies. Yeah, so that's like that. Yes, so that's how it goes on the card. It goes on the card with the pointy bit there. So I did have a little bit of a join there, so I probably should have flipped it over the other way. But when you do a card the first time, it's tricky to know. Now, you don't fold it there. You've got to, it's one of those ones you've kind of got to do in the air. It will fold down when you've got it there, but it doesn't fold flat that way, if that makes sense. I think most of us card makers would know what I meant, but I got the glue on mine last night and I thought, heck, where do I go now? So I'm going to hold it there so I know that that's going to glue to there. So I'm just going to use some multi-purpose. Should dry fairly quickly today because it's warm. It was meant to be 28. I haven't checked what the weather actually is. The thing with, as you know, with wet glue, you've got a little bit of wiggle room, but you do need to hold it for a little second. So I'm just going to hold it both ends first. And I'm going to get my bone folder. And then I'm going to hold the piece as so your glue goes on this little piece here and it attaches to there. Okay. So bring that up. Bring it to the edges first. Make sure everything's squared up. Okay. Now that can just go on your card, and like I said, the pointy bit go away, Rhonda, goes to the card, so like that. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to, I'm trying to avoid having that, maybe it's that way. Yeah, because as I said, I reckon I made an error and put it where you could see the join. So yeah, that's right. So just check that because I didn't realise that. I don't always watch the whole of I'm bad. I don't watch everyone's whole tutorial. I just get the general gist and away I go. Now, is that right? No, that's not right. I don't think there's any way. Hang on, pointy bit to the front. If I go, what I'm trying to do is not have that showing on the outside. Pointy bit, and I don't think there's any way to avoid that. It's like that. What if I turned it over? Like that. Here's my, yeah. Whatever you do, it's still going to, oh no, that's down. That's down, that's right. So I want the pointy bit in, and I want that bit. Where's my join? I can't even see my join on this one. Pointy bit in. That one's pretty good actually. So then we're going to glue those there. I'm just looking at my other card and making sure I've got that right. find it easier to place it on your card and then pick it up and put it down right where you picked it up from. That makes sense. Just come, I don't think I did come in a bit because this is the same width, so I'm just going to scoot that over a bit. It's going to let me. It's sticking really quick, like I said. Sometimes it does, doesn't it? You're too quick. Oh, come on, you're too quick for me. Make sure that's right on the other side as well. Okay, that's one side done. Now I'll do the same this side, but I want, you kind of got to have your little arrow pointing out, so the fullest bit of the arrow pointing in. So like I said, pick it up, put it down exactly where you had it. I didn't even make sure I had the opening bit, did I? That I have, so that's probably a better way to do it. Put my fingers inside there. And if my glasses weren't slipping down, I'm not liking my new glasses. I feel like they're too big for my face. I think when your eyes get worse, they've got to give you bigger lenses to hold the glasses that you've been prescribed. Now I've just got an embossed piece, and I just grabbed the first embossing folder I grabbed, and it happened to be a retired one, this Fernie one. What was it called? I think I put it away, just in case anyone's got that. There's one of these little ones, the wintry embossing folder, but you could use the Fernie leaves one. I'm sure we've all got lots of embossing folders we can use. And my panel for this was, my mat was 6.9 by 10 centimetres. So that's ready to go on here. And then I've die cut a shape from Greetings of the Season, this one here. You could use any of those that you like. But I'm going to, we can now, well we can't, you can't now, but unless you sign up to be a demonstrator you can. They've brought back some gold trim, so it'll be available in November. So this is some stuff I've had for yonks, really. So make sure it's long enough to, there's my ribbon scissors. Oh, I probably don't need my ribbon scissors. I always cut my threads a little bit short to do. You've got to make sure it goes around your finger, don't you? So I always like to give myself a bit of extra length. There's nothing worse than struggling trying to tie bows or trying to tie knots. I don't like it when people are mingy with their thread. My girls will testify that I'm not. Because I mean, what difference does a couple of centimetres make? I'll try and, this was, I used different twine for my other one. And this isn't behaving very well. Come on. Maybe I should have done that differently. Maybe I should have put it through separately and tried a knot. Now I can't get it undone. Because it's a bit loopy. Now I've gone and tied it really just what I needed, not tied it really tight and can't get it undone. You know what'll fix that? that is what will fix that. I'll just do a double knot. I don't want heaps of twine. I just want a bit. I'll probably be able to use that other bit that I wrecked for something else. Oh, before I stick that on, I do need to put a greeting on there, and I'll just show you what, while I'm doing that, I'll just show you what paper I've used. So I haven't put the paper on, so I'm about to. So it's actually this pack here. Let's get rid of that for a minute. Called A Little Bit Festive. So I'm using the blue because of what else I'm using I will show you. And it actually has some push out front pieces for your cards, just one sheet of that. I've used the blue, I've used both sides of it. What I was looking up to see what colour that was, I think it's Night of Navy. There's the green with the little trees, I guess, and the peppermints on the back. And there's this pretty one with the pine leaves and the red stripes on the back. But you also get, and I've pushed them all out, and that was navy, wasn't it? I think it's Night of Navy. I could read those out for you. Cherry Cobbler, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, Pretty Peacock, Real Red, and Very Vanilla. So we get quite a lot in that pack. And you also get 2 sheets of, I think they're all different. Yes, we'll see by this. I think they're all different. Of little things you can, now people have got different ideas on these things. Some would think they're great. Some would think, oh, I prefer to stamp and colour in myself. But for quick Christmas cards and for people just starting out, even for people like me that are in a hurry today, if I stopped and stamped and coloured and then cut out something, it would take me a little bit extra time. So this is just an option for, and you can probably see what they all are in there. And I'm not sure if I got, where did I get it from? The little thingy that I'm using today. I'm using the blue paper because I was going to use the skates with this. And I think you only get, oh, maybe, I think you get 2 of each. This is the ephemera pack. So again, if you're in a hurry or you're a beginner, it would mean that you don't have to stamp and die cut if you don't want to. You can just push these out, put a dimensional under them, and away you go. I think, yeah, there's another 8 skate. You must get 2 sheets of each design, I think. There. Now I need to stamp on the base of this, and I can fit, I think I can fit. I could do my stamp up the top, couldn't I? Did it on the bottom of the other one. I might actually do it up the top this time, just for something different. I'll do it in, yeah, I'll do it in Night of Navy. You could emboss it in gold, but I am in a bit of a rush today, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to pre-stamp on my scratch paper to see if it's, making sure I haven't got navy on me. Line that up on my grid paper, push that out the way. I lined it up on the lines, that would be good, wouldn't it? No, push that out the way too. And go up here a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to do this. And I should have done this before I did the twine, but let's see how we, oops. It moved, it moved. Not too bad, but I have got a bit of a halo. Oh, darn it. I'll see how I go for time. I'll put my paper on and I'll stamp and die cut that again. I'll stamp it first this time, so grab my seal. Hi Rhonda, how are you? You didn't realise you were interrupting me, did you, with your little message? Thank you. I have looked at this fold for a long time and just going to put my paper on. Now, probably would have. It's very thick. What I've used here is not straight. Is just our normal A4 white. It's not thick. If you did it with thick, you can see how thick this is. If you used thick, it would be way too thick, and that's not quite right either. But the blind man be good to see it, is what we say, isn't it? I don't need to worry about directions with this. Fairly economical, this too, because you can go, I can tell you how, I think it was 1 1/4, yeah, it would be 1 1/4, because this measured 1 1/2. This, it should be the right length, but it's a little bit long, I feel. I'm going to use the reverse side for these little ones, so we just need to glue these in here. So I've got to hold it like that so I can do it. Probably should have used wet glue. So it is a bit tricky actually to do that. I probably should make sure they're the same way. Yeah, I think that's right. See, I've still got a little bit of a, I can still see that edge of that one. I thought I had it on, but I don't know that there's any other way to get it so you can't see that. What I'm talking about is, well, you can't even really see it. See that edge there, but anywho, right. Now, another piece of white. Oh, bump my knee. Oh. I'll just quickly die cut that again. I like to die cut it first so I can, because it's a photopolymer stamp, I can see exactly where I want it. It's only that I should have stamped it before I put the twine on. So this class should be called How to Waste Twine, shouldn't it? Oh well. Pop that away so don't lose it, and we'll try this stamp again. I'll do with my navy now. Here it is. What does Sharon say? You show us what not to do, Cheryl. Yeah, well, I'm showing you what not to do today, aren't I? Hopefully, fingers crossed, this time will be good and you won't move. only moved because of the twine underneath it. I'm pretty sure. Clean that after. Oh, I don't want to clean that because I want to use that again. And then, can I get that off? I can get that off later. I've got a bit of this that I can use. Maybe. No, I can't. I can't be fiddling. Catch the post office too. I almost forgot to send, well, I didn't forget, but I just haven't got around to going to the post office to send my granddaughter's card to her. It's her birthday on the 6th, whenever that is. Must be Monday, I think. Now, where's my dimensionals? If you haven't booked in for my Christmas class or my card class, on the, what are my dates, on the 12th and the 25th of this month, October, you best get to it because time is running out. Just need to know how many so I can know whether I've got to order more products, and I've got to allow at least a week for that, so really need to get the order in tonight if I need more supplies for class. So that can go there like that. And then I think we will, oh, I just put them away. I think we'll dimension them again. Might be a bit of overkill. But because the card's so thick, it's not going to really matter if we give it a lot of dimension. I just use my adhesive scissors when I cut my dimensionals up. Don't waste all these outside pieces. I've seen people in the past, just when I've been at workshops that I used to go to before I was a demonstrator, and they would use the middle and pitch them in the bin. How wasteful is that? So fold my flaps down, my arrow points down, and centre that in the middle. And then on the inside, oh, I didn't give myself a piece, but I think I've got a piece here. Just make sure it fits. Not any more mistakes. Make sure this fits. You can use either side of that. I actually prefer the gingham myself. I think I'll use wet glue for that. I only need a little bit, and when I use my seal, it kind of sticks crooked for me. So now I just threw that away, put it in properly. And here's me looking for the glue on my paper, and I didn't put it on my paper. Okay, it's just a hair too long. And this can go on the inside. Susan did recommend doing your inside first because of the bulkiness of this card, I guess. So, and it would be a good idea too. I just remembered that. Move it a little bit. Can be done, as you can see, but would be easier if you did it like she said, like she recommended. So I was very grateful for people who share freely. Now you're going to say you haven't got any skates for the outside. No, I haven't, but I can just put my greeting on my card and be done. Just like that. And we can put some bling. What are we going to put? Some gold ones might be nice. What have I got? I know I had gold there. Got some. Well, we've already got a bit of gold. What about we put, because there's lots of green in there. I'm not sure if that's, or Misty Moonlight, is it? Doesn't matter anyway, if it goes, it goes. Yes, Misty Moonlight, which I think that's what those are, which are called Tinsel Gems. So these are, I think these carried through. So, but if you wanted, silly things. Lately, these gems have got a mind of their own, honestly. I'll have to find where I put my little spatula thing, because I'm having trouble getting them up with my, I like to see where I'm putting them. So I like to use this, but they're just not picking up with that for some reason. I'm just going to throw that there. And we are done. Does anyone want to see, hi Sharon, how are you? Does anyone want to see the measurements that I used? Or will you girls are so clever, you would just figure it out yourself, wouldn't you? So this is my little practice one that I did last night. And I've used the, it's the 6x6 paper that's with the bow, take a bow thingy. I've just used some retired red. This was just me playing. I've used the Painted Trees embossing folder and the Painted Trees stamp. And I've just used the Painted Trees little trees for the inside. That's rather cute as well. Very white. That would suit our Margie. She likes very white cards. And when I made that, I thought, why don't I use white more often? I really love it. So yes, so I will pop the camera back up. Hi Lena, how are you? Thanks for watching everyone. I'll just pop the camera up and say bye-bye. Go here. That's better. I want to be upside down. Thanks girls. Any questions? Did you want to see the directions again, or will you get that from the start? You can go back to the start and you can take a screenshot there, can't you? So what have I, oh yes, that's for that one. Yes, so missed the measurements. Yeah, just go back and rewind, and I left the measurements up there for people to take a screenshot, but I can, where did I put them? I don't know whether you can see them if I do this way. Might not be able to see them all. Yeah, if I hold that there, see how you go. Or you can go back to the start, or if you send me a little, if you don't send me a message, because I had someone message me, not my Stampin' Up messages. I'm a bit scared of messages because you never know whether they're scams or not. I'm not saying you girls would scam me, but some people do, and if I don't know the person, so you're best to leave a comment underneath my video, and then I can put the measurements up for you, or I can put them on my blog anyway later. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone for watching me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.